First, as a group, please determine the crux of the case study. What are the key characteristics that contributed to the failure of this international marriage?
Someone want to go first, if a different person this time?
Yeah, I'll go first. I feel like the characteristics of the marriage was like, I mean, is it like asking for like what signs pointed out that it was going to be bad?
I think so.
Okay, so obviously I felt like she everything was good, and then she got to America, and that's when the flip, like everything switched. Is when he started, like, the one thing that was like really big factor is when he dyed her child's hair.
Oh my gosh, that gave me goosebumps. That was
I
so
was like, oh my God, and you stayed?
I think he was creepy from the beginning. I mean, I think anyone that would go get a mail order bride, something's wrong with them in the head. Like, why does this rich guy from Florida, he's a doctor, like he has so much money, like why does he need to go get someone who doesn't speak English from another country? Like, it just seemed kind of like sketchy to me from the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, how did they understand each other after she moved? Did they still have a translator?
I don't know. It was
passive.
Talking about how she was practicing for 10 months and she already knew a little bit, so I'm sure they could communicate, and then just learn from that.
That's like the case with a lot of rich like guys. Like they try and find girls from different countries.
Yeah.
I see that a lot, I feel like.
Yeah.
I think that another key characteristic was, I'm trying to think of it because I read it yesterday. Just him being so controlling over the boy.
Yeah, possessive.
That was, yeah, that would freak me out.
Well, I think it was also the fact that he was so possessive over her too, not giving her a key to the house.
Yeah.
A 10-minute phone call with her family once a month.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, like kind of from her perspective too. Like she's actually telling like everything that happened.
That's just really sad though, because she did really like him in the beginning, and she was saying that he took her out for nice meals and he made her feel really good, and he bought her a black dress, and like, so I can see why she started to like fall in love with him and why she moved away with him, because she thought it would be something.
I think it's so scary, honestly.
It's so scary. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. And I think one of the other, what was the question? Key characteristics that what?
Contributed, oh my gosh, I can't talk this morning, to the failure of the international marriage.
His age, I think also.
Yeah.
And the language barrier.
Partially is like
the language. Oh, sorry, go.
Sorry. And I was gonna say, weren't they like set up through a marriage broker?
Oh, I don't know.
I read
called
that it said broker somewhere, but
connections. I just thought I saw something about like European connections. Like they met through like, I don't know. That's why I remember it saying like a broker or something.
Yeah,
like that.
well, I know what you're talking about. They met through, it's out of Atlanta, I think, or Georgia.
Yeah.
And it was European connections, and they
agency or something.
Yeah.
I think another international barrier was like she couldn't really speak English, so that probably made him feel like he had more control over her, just because she couldn't get herself around. So that probably just added on to how controlling he was. That she had to rely on him for everything because she couldn't even speak the language of the country she was moving to. What's the next question?
What are some problems that you see in the mail order bride international marriage industry? Do you see any advantages, benefits that the international marriage industry could offer to folks who are seeking a partner?
I mean, I understand why these women do it. It's like their last resort, I guess you can say, because especially like her case, she was a single mother. She was barely making like ends meet. And she saw like this man who was willing to give her everything, was what he told her. So she kind of considered it like, and that's what a lot of women did back in the day. Like, earlier on, they'd marry, for money reasons. So it's like, it's not nothing new. but I understand why they would do it.
I just didn't think she knew what she was getting herself into either.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't know that he was going to be that controlling
Right.
Mhm.
and not let her and give her like a I know this is off the question, but he gave her like a 10-minute because it was too expensive. He said,
Yeah.
and it's like that's not anything, you know. I think she just didn't understand what she was getting herself into, basically.
Yeah.
However, she did say that she was okay with the fact of marrying someone not for love, but just for like support and security, because that's what how she's been growing up for.
Yeah, that's probably one of the benefits that she saw. The question's asking if we see any advantages or benefits to an international marriage that could offer to folks who are seeking a partner. I think maybe people that are looking for someone, it might be easier to look internationally because not many places have stuff like this around the world. I mean, I've never seen an American be a mail order bride. Like we don't do that here. So it's easier for people that want that kind of stuff to travel to other foreign countries to provide things like that. Some of the problems that I've never heard another story of a mail order bride before, so I really have nothing to compare this to. But
Yeah.
I can see this happening all the time. It's asking what problems you see in it or an international marriage. Like it's exactly that. It's the fact that like someone is completely different when you first meet them, like, and then they change. Like I've been in so many relationships where I like the person right away, and then like a couple weeks later, I'm like, I don't really like him anymore.
Yeah.
And they kind of met each other those first couple days he was there, and then said, let's get married, when that's always like the best time in a relationship is the very, very beginning. So it's like,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
know.
that
Yeah,
if
I think
that's
that's
like
one of the
10
biggest
they would need
problems.
to have
Yeah.
someone watch
Have
them
someone
watch them when they first go there.
Yeah, well, they're probably really excited in the beginning and think like they're in love, and then it's like, wait, this is way too planned out for me. This is, I don't know.
The next question.
Okay, do you see the international? Oh my gosh, I hear myself.
Marriage industry.
Okay. Oh, do you see the international marriage industry as being different from websites where people could date anyone they want in the world, like Match.com, eHarmony? What ways are they similar?
Wait, what do they mean by the international marriage industry?
Like how the setup.
Like people that get hooked up and okay.
I
think it's different from Match.com and eHarmony because, like, I feel like Match.com and eHarmony, people, it's so bad to use the word normal that are on there, but I feel like just the people in general are different that use those kind of sites. Like, you hear bad stories about mail order brides. Like, I know a few people that have gotten married off Match.com, and so I feel like you always hear about the better stuff on there. And also, I don't know how mail order brides works, but like Match.com and eHarmony, like you have a profile and you post a photo of yourself and it's run by you and you can talk to these people
mutually.
Yeah. And so I think it's a little more organized in that sense. Then it says, in what ways are they similar and what ways are they different? I mean, I guess they're similar because you meet someone that, you didn't meet in person. You met them through the internet both ways. And they're different because Match.com and eHarmony seems so much safer to me. It seems safer when it's not an international relationship because I don't know why someone should feel the need to travel to another country to meet their wife.
Yeah.
When, I think he only traveled there to meet her because he knew she grew up from a corrupt area. And I don't know. I think that's wrong.
And from the story, I think just for the international, like, the male bride thing is you go there for a short period of time and you just kind of select someone you're somewhat interested in. Whereas the websites are more like you talk to someone over a period of time. And they decide if you want to meet them, and then
Yeah. I said the same thing. The website's looking for like I guess like a not like a relationship, but like someone else to like with. Obviously, the dating website is safer than the international.
Yeah. I'm really like lost with it. I don't have really, a disagreement with them meeting through online, them being different from different countries, but I don't know. It's hard to explain from my perspective because I really don't have one about the situation.
Yeah, it's hard when you've never seen anything on like mail order bride.
Or you've never done that before, you know, like I've never met somebody through online, so I don't really have the experience to say like, I understand like certain parts of it.
I think it's not a horrible idea. Yeah, I think it's not a horrible idea all the time. I just think that when you rush into a marriage, like bride is what throws me off. Like you expect to get married in person before you meet them. It's like it'd be cool if you could do a mail ordered girlfriend, and then if you like each other, you can get married. But I feel like there's this pressure also.
Yeah.
When you guys meet each other. I said we don't do it in the States. I guess we do it in the States because I know like a lot of Indian cultures are like that.
Well, they do more like a they do mail.
What did you say?
They do arranged marriages. So I guess it's kind of
it's like the same thing where there's this expectation, and so I feel like even maybe if like people meet each other. They just feel obligated to get married most of the time, you know, when they do the mail order bride.
All right, and what's the next question?
Do you know of anyone who found love overseas, either via online site or a company that provides international services? Did this relationship work out? And what are some factors that contribute to success and failure? I don't know anyone.
Me either.
My aunt got married from someone she met on Match.com.
Was it international?
What did you say?
Was it international?
No, it actually wasn't. I'm re-looking at the question. No, but I met someone like really briefly when I was on Oahu, and I came back to Arizona afterwards. And then my dad was living on Oahu, and this kid was living on Kauai. And my friend and I went to Kauai because I used to go there growing up as a kid, and we went to go hang out with him, and it was so weird because it was like such a brief encounter that I met him like a year and a half prior to that. And it was like, let me get your Instagram kind of thing. And then we just kind of started direct messaging each other. So I kind of have had that experience before where I met someone, not online, but very briefly, and then went internationally to see them. And we started dating. It was really weird because he grew up in Fiji, and he just had like a different culture, a different way about him. And it was really weird to adapt to. There were like a lot of things that we did very differently. So it was hard. Do you guys want to move on to the next question since no one has really any experience? Or
and then we reached the minutes.
Okay.
If you had to agree on one principle or guideline for individuals who find themselves in situations where they need to engage in the services of male bride,
that you guys have to be together for 6 months before you can get married, and that I still don't think that's long enough. But
yeah, I would say watch out when it kind of services.
Mhm.
Like be prepared for like for work if need be.
Maybe
Yeah,
like do your
I
research
would agree.
on the field.
Being more cautious and cognizant of what you're dealing with.
And you should also watch how you communicate with the person and pick up anything like little small things that you notice about them.
Mhm.
And get to know more.
Yeah.
Yeah, if a guy starts dyeing your kid's hair, stay away.
Yeah. Seriously. Okay. We hit the 15 minutes. So do you guys want to talk about meeting up, or do you guys want to on the chat?
Sorry,
I didn't
what did
get
you say?
that.
Do you guys talk about meeting now, or do you want to like talk about meeting next week on our chat?
Well, let's see if we can come up with a time or a day right now. Then let's do that. If not, I don't know how far along or how far out my schedule is, but
Yeah, I get my schedule.
okay. So you want to wait?
Well, up until like Tuesday, or I mean, Wednesday, and then I don't know the meeting.
Tuesday the 10th. I'm not going to be able to meet before then or on that date, but okay. So this is due Sunday. They're due every Sunday, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess we'll just wait until your schedule comes out, and we'll see if we can meet again.
Okay.
Like on Wednesday or we can. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We can figure out
Okay.
All right. Let me know when you get your schedule.
I'll let you
What are your guys' schedules like? Do you work?
Wait, what?
Oh, I was asking them too if they work or how their schedules are usually, or if they're kind of set.
Mine changes. But I only work
Okay.
I just work Wednesday at 11
Okay,
to 5.
you said Wednesday and Friday.
And then Friday, 8 to 5. So,
Okay.
but Wednesdays before 11, I'm free. And then Thursdays before 1:30. And then
Okay.
weekends.
Sounds good.
All right. I will text you guys.
Okay. Talk to you guys
Thanks for
soon.
recording.
Bye.
Bye.